What is going on, Sports Wars? We're here. We're 4 minutes late, which is a fucking crime against humanity, evidently, for some of you people out there. But we are live because it's a Sunday, and we go live every fucking Sunday. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there that applies to. Jeremy, what are you doing?
I'm chilling. I see everybody in the chats bringing up Tim Tebow, as you should. We should always talk about Tim Tebow. But that'll probably be for another time, not today, because we got NBA to talk about. NBA without LeBron James. And the NBA is better without LeBron James. That is just a fact, and we're going to talk more about it.
It absolutely is. Absolutely is. John, how are you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good and ready to get this show started. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there if you're not a deadbeat.
Yeah, that's true. If you're not a deadbeat. Hey, I should have said that. I said who it applies to. But yeah, if you're not a deadbeat, we should also put that in there. It doesn't count if you're only going to come by during NFL draft season. You know, that's not really the fathers we're celebrating today. But a couple people that are not celebrating today would be Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, because the Brooklyn Nets are out of the playoffs after a hell of a Game 7 and really a hell of a series in general. Jeremy mentioned the NBA playoffs being better without LeBron James. The NBA playoffs have been really fucking good. Some great series, some great back and forth, some great teams that are taking steps that you weren't sure was going to happen. LeBron's gone in the West. KD's gone in the East. The championship's just up for grabs now. What was your takeaway from what you saw yesterday, Jeremy?
I mean, obviously, that game, yeah. And I was on a live stream, so I had that game playing, in the background. I was watching it, and it was such a back and forth game. And that's what basketball is all about. And I did find myself realizing, without LeBron's presence and his political pandering and his nonsense and his fake victim card, the NBA is just so much more enjoyable to actually watch, athletes perform and compete, which is what they're supposed to do, and not talk about politics and run their mouths about bullshit. And that's not to say that some of the guys in the NBA don't do that, but LeBron has made it such a central point of everything he's involved in. So watching that game last night, man, that was just that was crazy. And that shot Kevin Durant hit to take that game into overtime, which should have been a game winner, was incredible. And you can't fault him. And Brian said this best: you can't fault him for that air ball in the end, because dude was already gassed.
Well, it's fair to talk about it, but I think the idea that 5 minutes before that air ball, Kevin Durant hit one of the greatest shots we've ever seen, you know what I mean, in that moment, and was a shoe size away from it being a game winner that would never, ever be forgotten.
It was initially called a 3.
Exactly.
I see we have CIA Jeremy in the
CIA Jeremy.
Yeah. Like one of the things that here we'll show the air ball, because the air ball shouldn't need to be talked about. That's how it ended. That's the last look you're going to see at the Brooklyn Nets. But I think everyone would be remiss if they forgot this moment that happened when Milwaukee was winning by 2, Brooklyn down by 2 with 6 seconds left on the clock, and this insane shot that Kevin Durant hit.
It was beautiful.
Hey, blow it up. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, the Nets look at inbound.
Probably so KD gets that. Probably
yeah. That. You got to hear the crowd though. Fuck it. I don't care.
That's true.
Gets it into Durant. Here is Durant moving on Tucker. He turns.
Boom.
Dude, that was nasty. That was a nasty shot. Something LeBron would never be able to pull off.
They show it from another angle where you can see his foot.
I think we might see it later. But the thing is that this, unfortunately, Kevin Durant's big-ass foot, he even said in the press conference, he said, my big-ass foot was on the line. He makes his spin, and you can see right there, that toe is on the line. So instead of it being a game-winning legacy fucking three-pointer, instead it was just an incredible fucking shot to tie the game.
Oof. That was crazy, man.
I don't know if they ever show a replay on this one, but there's Kevin Durant's mom, the real MVP. But of course, like this instead is what a lot of people are talking about. And it's fair. It's fair to talk about it. But I think there's more to the story than just this air ball. Right? You see right there. And that's, he's trying to replicate. He's trying to get that same shot. It has to be noted that this man played 48 minutes in game 5, did not miss a second. He played all 53 minutes of game 7, did not miss a second. So the dude was fucking clearly gassed. And that's what you saw a lot of the players in the NBA talking about as well.
Yeah. And I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin Durant, just to be clear, but I respect that the dude put it all out there last night. He just put it all out there, and he's a toe away from that shot. Would have been looked at as, like Ryan said, just a legacy shot. It would have been like, oh, this is the greatest moment in Kevin Durant's career. If it could have elevated, it would have elevated them to a game 7 win. And then it would have pushed them, further into this season and potentially a championship. And, who knows, but instead we are talking about his air ball.
James Harden, another bad shooting night.
He never shows up.
Another bad shooting night, man.
Well, and that's the other thing that you kind of have to take into account with this entire thing was Kyrie Irving fell on or stepped on some dude's fucking foot when he was shooting, came down on someone's foot and sprained his ankle. And James Harden almost shouldn't have been out there, honestly. James Harden played a lot of fucking minutes. He looked like dog shit. The game before, he set the record for like slowest person ever in the game for the entirety of the game. He was like at 3 miles an hour because he was just standing around. He's got a bad hamstring.
Yeah.
So it's that's what happens with these super teams. You have these super teams that you built, but if one of these pieces goes down, the rest of the team is bare bones. The rest of the team is just not built. You got Bruce Brown. Does anyone know who the fuck that is? Bruce Brown is playing 52 minutes in this game. Bruce Brown, who every time he gets the ball either takes a contested shot or fucking turns the ball over. He's playing a key role in the Nets offense at this point, which is what happens when you build these super teams. The rest of your roster fucking fills out like that.
Yeah, but James Harden, man, he is, regardless of his status, he's always shown up. He's always shown up small in the playoffs. Always. He never ever, like, you go back to that
Warriors game 7, man. I'll never get over that.
Yeah.
Never.
It was just unbelievable, man. He's not built. He's not built for the playoffs. He's not built for the biggest moments. He's just not. He's a great regular season player. He
got blocked by 87-year-old Manu Ginobili in a game the Rockets should have won.
Bruce Brown the go. Fuck you.
But yeah, I think it's easy to look at the NBA and just go, yeah, it's better without LeBron James there. And I don't say, like, I have no problem with players I don't like being relevant or whatever. Like, I've always said, like, okay, I'm kind of indifferent on the Cowboys. I don't really care one way or the other, but football's better when the Cowboys are relevant. It just is. You know what I mean? Baseball's better when the Yankees are relevant. It just is. These are just, and for the longest, the NBA was better when LeBron was relevant in the playoffs. Like, LeBron being there, whether you're cheering against him or for him or against him, was important. Now, he is such a detriment to the game because of the shit that he's brought with the politics and how he's alienated fans. He's such a detriment that it's better without him at all. And that is just, I don't know if it's just me, but to me, I am more interested in watching the playoffs and keeping up with it without LeBron James being there, because I think he's a piece of garbage.
I think that we got another game 7, which is going to be Atlanta Hawks and the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers have blown some massive fucking leads in these games. Doc Rivers holds like the 7 biggest blown leads in the playoffs ever of all time, or something like that. Doc Rivers coach teams.
Unbelievable.
But I personally, I don't want to see a Ben Simmons Philadelphia team and a Giannis Milwaukee team. That's just going to be a bunch of people that can't fucking shoot playing. Giannis is going to have to continue to offensive foul his way to the basket and shoot like shit because that's his game. Ben Simmons is going to continue to be a passive little bitch because he doesn't want to go to the free throw line. In the West now, we actually have that set. You got the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul may or may not be playing in game 1 due to his exposure.
I think he was out. I think he was ruled out.
Yeah. So, and then against a Clippers team with no Kawhi Leonard, who may not be coming back to the playoffs. They really haven't given us too many details on his injury. So now you got Paul George, who has been a laughingstock in the playoffs for fucking years, having to come up big time these last couple games and lead the Clippers to the Western Conference Finals without Kawhi. Some crazy shit has been happening this playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's like this Sixers-Hawks series is going to be crazy considering how ridiculous it's been, and now so we're heading into Game 7. Is that tonight?
Yeah, I think it is.
Is that tonight? So I mean that series has just been crazy. So yeah, but there is a lack of like top tier superstars at this point. You know what I mean? Without KD, without LeBron, you know.
Well, and that was one of the things that I was like, maybe we'll get to see this kind of like next crop of people. Utah Jazz and Donovan Mitchell, they go down. Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, they go down in a sweep where they got swept. The MVP ends up getting swept. So, yeah.
Devin Booker's the real deal, though.
Devin Booker is the dude who's going to get the spotlight now. And I think that's great for the NBA. And I hope he's a guy who wants to stay in Phoenix and build what they have there rather than be a dude who a year from now ends up in a Lakers jersey. Because, you know, LeBron's going to
be recruiting. He's going to be recruiting him. He already tried with Steph because he's just weak, man.
He's very, very weak.
Absolutely. Let's get to some of these super chats. What do we got here? God, of course it fucking refreshes. I hate it when it does that. Jeremy finally knows what I'm talking about after doing a couple streams on his own the past few weeks. Finally
did a stream.
Finally did a stream. All right, here we go. Load that up. Thank you guys for the super chats and for being here today on Father's Day. Primer for $2 says, "Hail Sports Wars. Happy Father's Day. Fuck la bitch, James." Thank you very much, Primer. Sir Rune of House Roundhead for $5. Other than LeBron, Kevin Durant's my least favorite player in the NBA because he refuses to play for his hometown team, the Wizards. Glad he lost yesterday.
I don't know why, and we know Sir Ruin of House Roundhead, great supporter of the channel. So I don't know why that's such a detriment though. Like you can't just automatically play for your hometown team. Like they have they have to be committed to building pieces around you, and you know, like you can't just go, oh, well, it's just they're my hometown team, I got to play for them. Like there's more factors that go into it than that. And again, I'm not the biggest KD fan. I respect his game. I think he's great. I think he's a all-time great, but I don't think you can hold him accountable for just not going to play for his hometown team just because there's a hometown team. There's got to be more to it than that.
I would have, honestly, Michael Jordan, I thought was the greatest player of all time until he refused to play for the Charlotte Hornets. Then I just had to take him down a notch. But no, we know what you're saying, though. Sir Ruin's a big Washington sports fan. So shout out to Sir Ruin of House Roundhead. Peace Swizzle for $5. Hey, guys, I enjoy watching your live streams, but I can't always catch them. Do you ever think about making a playlist of the lives? That might be something we could think about doing, so at least you could see the unlisted ones.
Yeah, that and just I mean, we might could just create. We need to start getting these uploaded to Geeks and Gamers Live is what we need to start doing, and then creating the playlist over there.
That's
the
true.
Sports Wars. That's probably the best idea because all of our live streams, whether it be on Twitch or the main Geeks and Gamers channel or wherever, we take those live streams and we put them on the Geeks and Gamers Live channel. So we need to start doing that with Sports Wars videos as well because I don't think we've been putting many over there, and then we can create a playlist over there of our old Sports Wars streams. So that's probably the best option. So we'll look into that for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Gerald Armstrong for $5. I said it on Black and White. NBA should change the name of the Larry O'Brien Trophy to the George Floyd Memorial Trophy. I mean, they could
said that.
They could think about that, Gerald. I don't know.
Well, I said maybe the Jacob Blake Trophy because that's the boy.
Why not David Dorn Trophy?
Oh, no. He doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Man, I keep forgetting. It's all about the narrative. Man.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, David Doran doesn't have a gaming channel like George Floyd, so I think he
That's right.
deserves a little more representation.
George Floyd has a gaming channel? Really?
Hey, just look it up. Gunslinger for $5 says, "It's the 76ers win tonight. Can the NBA ratings survive a Giannis Ben Simmons matchup? The shot attempts and free throws will be god awful." Yeah, that's. I mean, what do you want more? Do you want a Giannis, or do you want a Milwaukee Philadelphia matchup, or do you want a Milwaukee Atlanta matchup? Do we think Atlanta will pull more than Philly? I don't know.
Here's what's going to happen, and this is why you can never trust the mainstream media, because they're pieces of shit. They've ignored the NBA ratings collapse. They've ignored it. They don't want to talk about it. Now that LeBron's not there and they've destroyed the league, and of course, ratings are not going to improve dramatically right now. They're just not, because too much damage has been done to the league. Without LeBron there, they're going to focus on the ratings being terrible as we move into the playoffs and to the finals, because LeBron's not, they're going to use that to say because LeBron's not there. That's what they're going to do. But the fucking ratings have been trash for years, but they've never really wanted to talk about it. The reason our channels have taken off is because we were the ones actually talking about it, whereas ESPN and Fox Sports 1 didn't want to talk about this massive ratings collapse, alienating fans due to political bullshit. Now that LeBron's not there, they're going to focus in on it to try to pretend that it's because LeBron's not there, because that's the mainstream media. They're fucking terrible and they're liars. You know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like, all we're gonna have to do is point directly to last year, when you got exactly what you wanted from the bubble, from your fucking Mickey Mouse championship, when you got LeBron James in there. That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted for your ratings. That's what you wanted for social justice bullshit. And it was the worst thing they've seen ever in the history of the game. Absolutely pathetic. Where did it go? All right, thank you very much, Gunslinger. As far as the ratings, we'll see. I think a lot of people are interested to see the Suns, and maybe not so much the Clippers, but I think there's some excitement about the Suns. This is Milwaukee's shot. This is Giannis's. This may be his only shot, because you have all these injuries on the Nets team. KD isn't able to come through. This may be Giannis's only shot in this Milwaukee window that seems to me to be closing. Mike Budenholzer was maybe a game away from being fucking fired just a week ago. Now, all of a sudden, they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Not a big Giannis fan, so we'll see what he can do. And Ben Simmons is fucking garbage. Like, he really is. Ben Simmons is a passive little bitch. What do you have, 8 points? 8 points in the last game? Is that what he had?
I remember Colin Cowherd saying that he was going to be like the next all-time great.
Yeah,
Ben
I remember
Simmons.
that.
He was hyping the hell out of Ben Simmons, dude. I mean, big time.
You just can't, you can't. Isn't it a Giannis Embiid? Yes, it is a Giannis Embiid matchup. Embiid's clearly the better player in the team. But when you're talking about who's going to be handling the ball, that's kind of what I'm talking about. And Ben Simmons, some guys just don't have the killer instinct, right? They do not have it. They kind of just have that almost I don't care factor. That's what it feels like with Ben Simmons. I don't understand that. I've never understood that. And when you have players like that can't be changed. It just can't. And we've seen with Ben Simmons, I just don't think he has it within him, the mental fortitude to be a true superstar. He's got a lot of talent, but he just doesn't have it where it counts. That Tug Life for $3. What's up, Tugs? She says, no hockey talk. How discriminatory.
Hey, so we have been considering the idea of having Tugs on to talk about some hockey sometimes, because she's really been into the NHL playoffs, and obviously none of us are really plugged into the NHL. So you might see Tugs on the channel talking about some hockey. Might happen. So everybody let Tugs know if you want to see her talk hockey on Sports Wars.
Is that something you guys want? Do you want hockey on Sports Wars? Do you want Tugs to talk about it? That's what we need to know from you guys. We listen to our fans. Contrary to the popular belief. I will show, since Tugs is here and she's a big Vegas Golden Knights hockey fan. We just got to show this epic Marc-Andre Fleury goaltender for the Vegas Knights. We got to watch this incredible moment. One of the best plays we've ever seen.
Much of anything.
A fumble, and they score! Fleury gave it away to Josh Anderson.
Marc-Andre Fleury, pretty pissed off because there was a puck that went behind the net, and Marc-Andre Fleury goes back to try to control it, fucking fumbles around with the puck, and it ends up bouncing in front of an empty fucking net. Look at him. Oh, how fucking embarrassing. This is in the third period with 2 minutes left, and he tied it up.
Man, I remember, and I've talked about this before, there was one season where I followed NHL, and that was back in the day when the Rangers, Mark
1994.
Messier, played the Vancouver Canucks with Pavel Bure, the Russian Rocket. And I was so into hockey for that one season, and I was like, I was all in. My friends are like, why are you watching hockey? I'm like, because it's taking up too much time on SportsCenter, and I might as well go ahead and just get into it. And they're like, you're not going to watch this long term. I'm like, yes, I am. And I never watched it again. Not that I didn't enjoy it. Because I very much enjoyed it. I was all in on
that was probably hockey's most popular season.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. So I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I just don't have enough time to watch it. You know what I mean? We've only got so much fucking time, and
playing Blades of Steel back in the day on the NES is really one of the reasons I wanted to get into it too, because you could fight on that game. You could always, that was the first hockey game where you could fight, and it was so great. Blades of Steel back in the day. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I can't get into hockey. I've tried to get into World Cup. I say every year I'm gonna try to get into it. I just cannot get into it.
My God, dude. Ben Simmons' stat line is fucking embarrassing. My fucking God. I know he'd had a bad series. I didn't realize it was this fucking bad. Look at this man. Fucking Tuesday, they won. He had 4 points. 4 points and 7 assists, 3 rebounds. He had 18 in this win Friday over Atlanta. He had 18 points, which is fucking crazy. Then he goes 11, 8, and 6. What the fuck is this man doing out there? Shooting about 30% from the free throw line.
He can't shoot. He's never been a good shooter.
The thing with Giannis, Giannis is a terrible shooter right now. Giannis used to shoot. I remember when he first came in the league, and he had an okay shot. You know what I mean? It's not a fucking Hall of Fame jump shot or anything like that, but it was an okay shot. You saw him actually dribble around a screen and pop off a three. He never does that anymore, and his shot just looks completely different. Just completely different. But yeah, Ben Simmons not having a good series. Mike Hill for $5. Who's your money on taking the other game 7 between Atlanta and Philadelphia? It's going to be in Philly. Go ahead.
No, that series has been so crazy. I don't know I don't know. It to me, it feels like momentum has shifted so many times that it's I think it's a toss up, an absolute toss up. I guess where's the game at?
Philly.
It's in Philly.
I mean, I guess you would lean with the home team, but I don't know.
Well, the thing is, I don't like Trae Young. I don't like his dumb fucking face and his stupid ass hair. I don't like the fact that he's 20 years old and looks like he's fucking 45. I don't like how fucking cocky and arrogant he is. But he's come up pretty big sometimes. He's not shooting great, but he's hitting a lot of shots, if that makes any sense. He's hitting some big time shots, even while he's shooting not a great percentage. So we'll see if Ice Trae can do something in Philadelphia. I just don't trust Doc Rivers teams ever. I'm gonna take Atlanta.
Doc Rivers is to me is overrated.
Yeah, I don't see now, based on everything that's happened since 2008. I don't know how he won that championship, because he's had some epic failures since then.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, they showed a stat or something after they blew that 26-point lead, where it was like, oh, the biggest playoff leads given up in the past 20 years. It's like just Doc Rivers' name was all over the list. It's like he owned it. It was hilarious.
Tug said she can't send a super chat.
Maybe it's because she doesn't have any money. You just
No,
sent
that
one
happens.
though.
No, but that happens to me. That happens to me every now and then, and I have to close out my YouTube app completely and then come back in. It happens. Ryan doesn't send enough super chats to people to know because he's a greedy fuck.
I just don't send it to you. There'd be a way. It'd be like me sending it to the government. They're just gonna give it back to me. So
close out completely, Tugs, and then hop back in.
Yeah, I just sent one. It went through.
Okay.
Beverly Harris says, "Why all the profanity from Ryan Kinnell?"
That's what the fuck we do here.
Yeah, we speak like normal people. Would you like me to speak like this all the time? Would you like it to be like a fucking ESPN show? Is that what you're looking for? You want Fox Sports 1, ESPN?
I mean, like we did the Mario Kart edit, and I edited out the F-bombs. I had Ivan edit out the F-bombs, and I still had people bitching. I'm like, oh my god, like what do you want from me? We're playing a video game, and we're fucking gamers. What do you expect us to do? Of course, we're gonna cuss each other out. It's what we do. By the way, on that note, we do have a new Geeks and Gamers channel called Epic Gaming Clips. And I want you guys to subscribe to it if you want. And it's exactly what it is. It's Epic Gaming Clips. It's just little clips of us playing video games, funny moments, shit like that. So I'll drop a link in the chat if you guys want to check that out. I would appreciate it. We would all appreciate it. There's a few videos on the channel right now. I would suggest you watch the first one for sure because it's gold. And we're gonna have a better edit of that coming to the main channel later today as well. There it is. Epic Gaming Clips right there.
There you go. Tugs, $5 super chat. I adore Flurry, but that was a fucking dumb move. Well, you gotta watch your profanity there, Tugs. Just saying. But yeah, that was a massive mistake. And I mean, Flurry's had some huge moments in very big games. So that was a big mental error for him. But thank you, Tugs. Eli Saul for 5. Ben Simmons is trash. Can't shoot a mid-range jumper or free throw. 12 for 39 at the line. In this series, he's 12 for 39 from the free throw line.
That's awful.
That's terrible.
Good Lord.
It's like the yips. You know what I mean? He's got the yips shooting right now. It's pretty bad. And it's not like he hasn't practiced. That's the thing. Ben Simmons has put a lot of time to try to be able to hit threes. There's practice clips of him just bricking threes for like 5 minutes. He just can't hit one. It's crazy to me. Taker for $2 says Adam Sandler to my Jazz. You blew it.
Old school Adam Sandler is the best.
And it's a shame that Donovan Mitchell did seem so beat down because that's a big opportunity that they missed. I don't really want to say they exposed it, but they played the way that you should play when you have a center like Rudy Gobert. For anybody that missed that series, Rudy Gobert, multiple time defensive player of the year, stalwart center, rim protector for them. The Clippers finally said, fuck it. We're just not going to go anywhere near the rim. We're just going to play small. We're going to spread everybody out. We're going to do some pick and rolls and get Rudy Gobert to guard Paul George. Get Rudy Gobert to guard 3-point shooters. And they just continued to do that. They didn't play to the strength of their defense. And that is the reason that they were able to win those games. So they used and exposed their best defensive player in a way that he's not used to playing. So great coaching, I guess. I don't want to say that. Great coaching from Ty Lue. Can I even say that? I don't know about that.
Sounds bad.
I retract everything I said. Steve L for $5. Doc is an overrated coach. Yeah, Doc Rivers is not very
easily.
Good.
That's a fact.
Someone said Rudy Gobert is patient 0. It's true. Do you guys remember? Because Rudy Gobert was the one when all this started. He's like, coughed and like touched. He would like cough on his teammates as a joke.
Dude, that was the worst optics ever, dude. Holy crap.
It was
that
so
dude had
funny.
no idea. That dude had no idea what was about to happen. I bet he felt fucking terrible for a long time. Wow.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, just like he's like, oh, I guess we can't touch anything. Literally, just puts his hands all over a microphone. The next day, it's like,
positive.
oh, yeah, Rudy Gobert tests positive. We literally just shut down the NBA season.
I'll never forget that look of Mark Cuban when he found out he was sitting there on his phone. He had this dumb look on his face. He's looking at his phone like, oh shit.
Yep. That's crazy.
There was a in the press conference, Donovan Mitchell was like, look, and at the press conference, they provide all the breakdown, all the stats in a lot of different ways. And, one of them was like who guarded by who. And it's like, there was like a moment where he realized that a lot of these shots were on Rudy Gobert. He's like, what the fuck? But that is what it is. The Jazz, I guess it's next year for the Jazz. Gates of above for $5. People are comparing Ben Simmons to Draymond Green. It's a tough one. I think I picked Draymond over Ben.
Draymond's got the defense.
Ben Simmons can be a great defensive player when he focuses.
No, but Draymond's the better defender by far.
Right. I don't know if I would really compare them because they shouldn't be compared because Ben Simmons is the primary ball handler on that team. Like Draymond Green is a guy who, when they're running their offense, he could come free throw line and get a ball and be a decision maker. But he was not the primary ball handler on that team, So he's a much different piece of the puzzle. But their stat lines look pretty fucking similar. And so that should really tell you where we're at. You shouldn't be comparing them. Ben Simmons should be not even close to being compared to that. But yeah, I would take Draymond compared to him right now. Mike Hill for $5. The Celtics messed up by getting rid of Kemba Walker. Did you guys see that trade?
I did not.
I think I think
you know what? I think I got the alert on my phone, but I didn't look too far into it.
Yeah, so the Celtics had to give up. So they gave up Kemba Walker and a first-round pick to the Thunder for Al Horford and another player and like a second-round pick or something. But they had to give up a first-round pick just to unload Kemba Walker's contract, which tells you something.
Tells you a lot.
They've run through a lot of point guards there. In Boston, and now Brad Stevens in his new position. Now he's looking for a coach. I don't know what the Celtics are doing. I don't know what they're doing. They got Al Horford back to bring a little bit of stability and maybe leadership to that team, which may have been sorely missing. A lot of young guys on that roster the past few years. Kyrie's probably looking at the fucking trash fire that is the Celtics roster and be like, maybe it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Adrian Alvarez for $25. NBA playoffs have been trash. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs has been lit every game. It gets nuts. I've been able to watch a little bit of Stanley Cup, but I would disagree with the playoffs. I think the playoffs have been pretty good, to be honest with you. I think the playoffs have been pretty good. There's been a lot of good series and a lot of good matchups, especially when you got this big mouth bitch, LeBron James, not in the equation. He's trying to run his mouth, and we're going to talk about that today.
Yeah,
but
he tried to sabotage the playoffs with his tweet.
Yep. But I don't know. For me, it's been a pretty good playoffs for me. Way better than it was last year. But thank you so much for the $25. Black and White News for $5 says test. Thank you, John. Daniel Zielinski for $5. A Rock could have coached that 2008 Celtics team to a championship. Doc is overrated. Seems to be a consensus that he's very overrated.
Yeah.
$5 from LA and NBA Finals without the Snake or the Queen. They don't build them like Kobe and Jordan anymore.
Nope.
They certainly do not.
Nope. That's sad reality of it, where we are, and it just kind of represents the society and just in general, the weak mentality of a lot of these players compared to what you got back in the 80s and the 90s. It's disgusting, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And we may as well talk about that a little bit. LeBron James tried to sound off.
Oh God.
He tried. He had to try to remind everybody that he still does exist. Even though after he quit on his team, the embarrassing first-round exit for the first time in his career, LeBron James came to speak out. Now, this was after Kawhi went down with an injury. We have had a lot of injuries to some pretty high-profile players in the playoffs. You can't deny that. But what LeBron James said is so easily disproven. But because he's a fucking retard, he doesn't understand that. LeBron James, low IQ LeBron, proving once again he continues to shove his foot in his mouth at every opportunity. They all didn't want to listen to me about the start of the season. I knew exactly what would happen. I only wanted to protect the well-being of the players, which ultimately is the product and benefit of our game. These injuries isn't just you mean aren't? Oh, my bad. These injuries aren't just part of the game. It's the lack of pure rim rest before starting back up. 8, possibly 9 all-stars has missed playoff games. Most in league history. You mean have missed, all right? This is the best time of the year for our league and fans, but missing a ton of our fave players. It's insane. If there's one person that know about the body and how it works all year round, it's me. I speak for the health of all our players, and I hate to see this many injuries this time of the year. Sorry, fans. Wish you guys were seeing all your fave guys right now. Prayer hands and a king emoji.
Oh, my God. For one thing, outside of the grammatical errors, the guys that have been injured, these guys have a history of being injury prone.
Highlight CIA Jeremy's comment.
He didn't spell so good. Is that what it was?
He didn't type so good.
Where is it?
Right above the most recent super chat. So a lot of you may not know this, but like for our Warzone stream on Wednesdays over on Twitch, we pretty much make fun of The Dark Knight Rises constantly. Even though I love that movie, it's a very memeable movie. But there's a part in it where the CIA guy's like, he didn't fly so good, and it kind of got turned into he didn't die so good, and now like he didn't. Now he just CIA Jeremy just memes everything. He didn't type so good.
Yeah, but the when you look at it, it's high profile injuries, and I said this immediately. I literally didn't look up anything. I didn't fucking go and find anything. I made a video after LeBron said this, and I said, listen, LeBron, you are taking this shit right now. These players, these high profile players that have had some injuries, a lot of them with a history of injuries, including some random things like Kyrie landed on someone's foot and twisted his ankle. That shit, that's not because of fatigue. That just happens. LeBron James, when you got injured, when you sprained your ankle, that wasn't because of fatigue in any way, shape, or form. That was because somebody fucking rolled up on it. It was a fucking freak injury. Those things happen. But I said, why don't you find me what the injuries are across the league-wide, from people that aren't just the fucking high-profile superstars? I bet you'll find that it's probably pretty consistent with everything else. And in fact, that's exactly what fucking happened. So it was great to find out that the NBA fact checkers find LeBron knows less than we thought. Because Bobby Burak from Outkick put this tweet out when LeBron James said this. He's like, LeBron James lies. I lost all respect for him after what he did to that police officer. He spends much of his time online talking about topics he doesn't know anything about. That said, this is one that he'd know better than anyone, talking about injuries and player rest. Well, it turns out that was absolutely wrong, because immediately after LeBron James said this, the NBA came back and they said, actually, injury rates were virtually the same this season as they were during 2019-20, while starter level and all-star players missed games due to injury at similar rates as the last 3 seasons. What a shocker that LeBron James is absolutely wrong. Is just absolutely trying to create a narrative. He's trying to create excuses. That's what he's doing.
And he's trying to stay and he's trying to keep himself relevant as well. Because he's not in the playoffs anymore. So he's trying to stay relevant, trying to be talked about. He's just a pathetic piece of shit, man. He really is. Like, LeBron James is a pathetic piece of shit. I mean, you can like him. He can be your favorite player. That's fine. He's still a pathetic piece of shit. I just got talking about The Dark Knight Rises. I love the movie. I can admit it's got a lot of cringe moments in it. LeBron is a piece of shit. Just is. He's not a good person. He's not good for the NBA. And all he does is lies and spreads misinformation constantly. And there's nobody there to check him. You know, nobody around him is willing to say, dude, you're a fucking idiot. Because he's the all-powerful LeBron James.
Yeah, absolutely. He got completely wrecked and completely embarrassed, as he should. Dr. David Chow also came out, an actual doctor, pro football doc. He's done a lot of work with the Chargers, but he's also worked with the NBA. I remember he did some stuff with the Bulls before, over the course of his career. So he very much understands how injuries happen in sports, how to very quickly diagnose them, and what can lead to it. And he goes and talks about how the perception of, a bunch of star players all of a sudden get injured and people talk about it. The media talks about it. He points this out. Where was it? Week 2 of the NFL was thought to be a bad week because Saquon Barkley and Nick Bosa both tore their ACLs, but the total number of injuries was actually quite low. People pay attention to the stars, but fatigue hits all players similarly. And he talks about how, in fact, players got more rest over the past 2 years than they really ever have before. They had 4 months off before they went back to the bubble. Then they went in the bubble, played an accelerated timetable. A lot of NBA teams didn't even go to the fucking bubble. So they just got that entire time off. You had a slightly shortened off season, but you only had 72 games this year instead of the normal 82. The players have been rested. LeBron James is wrong, as he usually is, because LeBron James is a fucking idiot and continues to embarrass himself at every opportunity, which is always good for sports wars and black and white sports.
But he wants to be the GOAT.
I mean, wants to be is the key word there, John.
Never will
self-anointed. He put a crown at the end of his tweet, his misspelled, retarded tweet.
Yeah.
He put a crown on the end of it.
He's so bad.
But he's trying to stay relevant because no one's talking about his ass right now.
Don't worry, LeBron. We'll still make videos about you with your crying face in the thumbnail. Don't worry, LeBron. We'll keep you relevant. So many people are like, "Oh, you sports wars guys. Oh, they can't do anything without talking about LeBron." So we'll admit it. Fuck LeBron.
Yeah, we hear the same thing too.
Yeah, we'll use that motherfucker as long as we can. Fuck him.
Well, yeah, that's not true. We make baseball videos. Nobody fucking watches them, but we continue to make them. We do a bunch of stuff without LeBron James. It just so happens that ripping on LeBron James is quite popular because LeBron James is the most hated basketball player in the fucking world. And that's his own fault.
Yep.
So, what are you going to do? We give the people what they want, for sure. The brother man for $5. Sup Sports Wars. You need to get in touch with Barstool Sports and have an interview with Dave Portnoy and bring Kenny Mayne for live chat interview.
I mean,
those would be really cool things.
Yeah.
But
I would love to have Dave Portnoy on. I would love to talk to Dave. I'm a big fan of Barstool and a big fan of what they do. And yeah, Kenny Mayne as well. I mean, I would love to have any of these guys on to talk with us. Yeah, Barstool's great. They're fantastic. And Dave, I love when Dave got suspended from Twitter because he said he was going to drop his nuts on some dude's head. And then, of course, they reinstated his account not long after that. And then he busts out with the Ric Flair promo. I was like, that's so fucking perfect. So perfect.
Yeah, that was so crazy. We were going to get him on, actually, but then his Twitter got suspended. So, didn't work out. But, yeah, those guys are fucking above and beyond. We love what Barstool's doing. So that's a lot of the principles that, Jeremy's taken in building this company and the personalities around it and everything as well. So, for sure. Mexican Iron Man, some diversity and representation in the chat. What's up, my man? Says, happy Father's Day to all. John, great Sharks video. I moved to South Carolina from San Jose, California last month. So happy. You guys rock. My favorite overall sports show. Go get them, guys. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man.
Thank you. He's talking about that San Jose Sharks Juneteenth tweet that went bad.
Yeah, Juneteenth, man. I don't even really want to get into it. Michael Songer for $2. I thought Mitchell was the best Jazz player ever. According to Stephen A. Smith, Donovan Mitchell became the greatest Jazz player of all time over Karl Malone.
Just ridiculous.
Now, he was on a stretch, a hot stretch, an insane stretch in the playoffs here. And, Karl Malone had obviously some good playoff runs, but you got to beat a Kawhi-less Clippers team. You got to. Even though the dude's banged up, you got to beat him. Slim for $5. Celtics have first BIPOC LGBT women coach. Put up your bets, gentlemen. I don't think so. It's not anything that I've seen coming. I've seen like Chauncey Billups as a possibility. The first BIPOC LGBTQ women's coach. When is what's her name from San Antonio? Is she just going to take over in San Antonio? You guys think Becky Hammond?
No, well, the Celtics, some woke group out there put up billboards in Boston telling the Celtics to hire one of these two women as the head coach. One of them was Becky Hammond. I can't remember who the other one was. And this Celtics thing, and you know, there's other openings now too. Dallas has the opening now, and
there's a little coaching carousel. Rick Carlisle has now split ways. The GM also walked away. There's trouble in Dallas. It's reported that Luka Doncic is not happy and wants a few things changed. So there's turnover in Dallas. Boston, obviously, the head coaching position is open. Brad Stevens is moving up to Danny Ainge's position, which is weird. That he's not going to be the coach anymore, but he's going to be picking the coach. Whatever, Kemba Walker on his way out of there. Washington Wizards and the guy who used to be the coach for the Thunder, Scott Brooks, they have parted ways. So
there's a lot of opportunities out there.
A lot of opportunities to fill with women. So we'll see if that happens. Slim for $5. LeBron shows the disadvantages of drafting straight from high school. College gives young men guidance, humility, and maturity. I agree. At the same time, the difference between coming out after your freshman year of college and not actually going to class because you go to these places, you're definitely going to get a little bit of an advantage being in that position, but it's going to take all players a little bit of time to really come out and mature. I think that LeBron James is just a retard. Kobe Bryant didn't go to high school, Kobe Bryant didn't go to college. Took him a little while to mature, for sure, but he was a much different level intellectually than LeBron James is, in my opinion. Yeah. So, I don't know. But, I mean, you're right that a lot of these guys are kids, and they're in positions we couldn't even imagine being in at 20 years old. Wee for $10. George Floyd as the new NBA logo. He belongs there as much as he belongs on the other memorials for kids to look up to. Thank you, B-Wee. Appreciate that. A lot of George Floyd talk today. I wasn't expecting that. Daniel Newbert for $5. When are we getting a Sports Wars pickup game vid? Jeremy, Ripa, and Uche versus Ryan, John, and Drunk.
We would win, me and Rip. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
no, you wouldn't. You get fucking thrashed.
Nah.
Uche is probably trash. I bet Uche's trash at basketball.
I'm sorry. Me and Ripper can hold it down.
You guys remember you never watched The Office, have you, Jeremy?
Mm-mm.
There's an episode of The Office where they play a basketball game, a pickup basketball game. And the black guy in the office, name is Stanley, and Michael's like, Stanley, yeah, you're on the team, your secret weapon. And they bring him down. He didn't say he wanted to play, he didn't want to be a part of it, and he just was like dribbling with one hand up, like dribbling the ball just like terribly. And he's just like, what the fuck? Because he didn't think the black guy would be playing like that. But it was one of my favorite episodes. I think Uche would be trash at basketball. That's my guess. I think we'll run circles around him. Jason Gaines for $2. MLB has changed their logo 3 times this month.
Have they? Like what, the pride stuff?
You mean
probably?
Like put a pride on their social media or something like that?
No, when they don't give a single fuck about it.
Yeah. I have to look at that, Jason. I haven't even noticed. Mexican Iron Man for 20. Fearless leader Jeremy. I'm living on the water on a golf course with a boat dock down the street. And living in a gun and hunting friendly state. When is the new channel launch? This Mexican is uber excited. G&G forever.
Yeah, still working out some details on that, and but it will happen. I mean, like I said, we just launched the Epic Gaming Clips channel, so that's a new channel. But the outdoor channel, the fishing hunting channel, is definitely something. Now, again, it's not a situation where it's just something we can just sit around and record, on our webcams with OBS. There's a little bit of planning that goes involved with this because we have other people involved that are going to be featured on the hunting and the fishing channel. But again, just make sure you stay tuned to this channel to the main Geeks and Gamers channel to the website. Obviously, we're gonna probably get a page on the website that kind of breaks down all of our channels. At least shows links to all the channels that are connected to us. So we're working on that as well. So just stay tuned, but it is in the works.
Yep. Amazement for $5. This is probably the first time in a while NBA title's wide open right now. Any of the remaining teams can win it all. I agree.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It really is open. I guess if I don't know in Vegas right now, I would say I would bet in Vegas the Milwaukee Bucks are probably the odds-on favorites. But I'd have to check. Let me actually fucking check that.
Over the Suns?
I think so. I think they would be. We'll have to check. NBA championship odds. I mean, the Suns, the Suns have played really well. I mean, they knocked out the Lakers and they swept Denver.
I'm dropping a link to the
Suns.
I'm dropping a link to the Geeks and Gamers gaming clips channel. You guys got to check out that Call of Duty video I just posted. I posted it in the comments right there. Check that out after this stream. It's so damn funny, and a better edited version of that's going to be uploaded to the main channel later today. It's funny as hell.
All right, so NBA Finals odds. Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks are the favorites. So I've got the actual betting odds, and this is something we're going to be getting a little more into on this channel, guys. Just so you all know. But you do see here odds to win the 2021 NBA Finals. These are the remaining teams. You can see Milwaukee Bucks are the favorites, plus 170, followed by your Suns, then the Clippers, then the 76ers. Oh, 76 Clippers are tied. And then look at the long shot Atlanta Hawks. I mean, that's not a bad value right now when they are one of the only teams that are still left. I don't know. I don't see them doing it, but you do got some good value on that bet as opposed to these other ones. Yeah, Milwaukee are the favorites right now. There you go. Slim for $5. Mention how great Floyd was to a millennial Warriors fan. They'll think it's George, not Sleepy.
Sleepy Floyd.
Sleepy Floyd. I remember him.
That's old school, man. That's old school right there. Yeah, that's a true statement. Sad but true. It is what it is. As far as what Ryan was talking about with the sports betting and more of the fantasy football stuff and everything, we're definitely going to try to get into that as we get closer to the NFL season. And I'm really excited about the NFL season, man. But we do need to talk about this Cole Beasley situation real quick.
That's exactly what I was going to talk about.
Yep.
So speaking of NFL, Cole Beasley, member of the Buffalo Bills, has been pretty outspoken recently about not wanting to get the jab. So we obviously know that everything associated with that, everything associated with the pandemic and the remedies that everyone's passing around. We are not doctors. There's a lot of fucking criticism, skepticism. We're not doctors. We're not giving anyone medical advice. Just wanted to make that very clear for YouTube. We're just talking about this story that's out here right now. And it is Cole Beasley, standing up and kind of pushing back against the narrative. And the blue check marks, the mainstream sports media are not happy about this. In fact, they are ripping Cole Beasley. They're labeling him all these things. They're trying to tear this dude down, all because he's exercising kind of his freedom of will. Cole Beasley becomes the latest player to rip NFLPA over COVID restrictions. Now, Joe Mixon also came out and dragged the NFL Players Organization about the extreme COVID restrictions for unvaccinated players, but the vaccinated players are able to return to normal. So these are all the different things and the different requirements for if you have gotten the jab versus you have not. That's what people were talking about. And Cole Beasley retweeted it. This is crazy. Did we vote on this? I stay in the hotel. We still have meetings. We will all be together. Vaccinated players can go out to the hotel, bring COVID back in where I am. So what does it matter if I stay in the hotel now? 100% immune without? No. And he continues to go on this thing saying the Players Association is a joke. Call it something different. It's not for the players. Everyone gives me the 98% of people who are jabbed and didn't get it. The odds of me getting in the NFL and playing for 10 years are lower than that, yet I'm here. So basically, he's just going and making all these examples of the fact that he thinks it's kind of ridiculous for someone who does not want to get the jab to have to abide by all these restrictions, even though everyone else will have had the jab. And it led to a lot of people attacking him, a lot of people on ESPN, Fox Sports, the same people you would think, attacking him, labeling him, well, he's just a Trump supporter, must be. One of these MAGA guys.
Always, that's the excuse, always.
Got to go back to the orange man.
Yep, it always comes back to the orange man. But at the end of the day, look, I support anybody doing what they feel is best for them. If you want to go get it, go get it. If you don't want to go get it, don't go get it. That's your decision. And we live in this world where everybody feels like everyone else's decisions have to be their decision. Like, whatever I think you should do is what you should do. Like, no, let individuals make up their own mind and make their own decisions. And Cole Beasley decided to speak out about how he felt. And we need more people speaking up and not being scared to speak out. So I'm very happy that he's doing this. Very happy.
Absolutely. And I would highly recommend everyone go to his Twitter and read this thing, because he basically says, hey, listen, I haven't gotten the jab and I'm going to continue to live my life unafraid. If you are afraid, then don't be by me, but I'm going to continue to live my life. Obviously, YouTube's pretty restrictive as to what they actually let us talk about on here. There's a lot of people that have been flagged down for talking about this shit. So we're not going into detail. We're not giving anybody fucking health advice. Do whatever you feel you need to do. But Cole Beasley out there taking a stand and saying this is kind of bullshit.
Well, and John, I know you guys got a couple of videos on your channel, right? Black and White Sports.
Yeah, Rose did a couple of them.
Yep. So if you guys want to get more information on that, you definitely go check their videos out. But we just wanted to comment on this and show Cole Beasley some love for having the balls to speak up, because we need more of it. We need more of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not the only one that feels that way too.
Well, what's her name?
100%.
The wife of a Buffalo Bills player who was like really outspoken like all last year about it. The hot one, you know what I'm talking about, John?
Oh, yeah. Damn, what's her name?
I don't remember. Some hot chick who was like just like yelling at the NFL all year long about the restrictions and saying a lot of Buffalo Bills players feel this way. People have already labeled Josh Allen as a Trump supporter, so they're going to assume things about him as well. It's this weird thing in society that's becoming more and more prevalent where this left-wing echo chamber only thinks you can have one opinion. And if you have an opinion, even if half the country shares that opinion, they label you and try to cancel you. They make you into a fucking monster for just thinking what at least half rational people think as well. And it really is garbage. Where am I at? Jason Gaines for $2. Is Dan Quinn coaching the Sixers instead of Doc? Maybe. Mr. Toaster for $5. Ryan saying LeBron James is a little bitch is the best soundbite on this channel. Love this page. Y'all are the best. Thank you very much, Mr. Toaster. I will continue to say it. And I agree with what Vincent's saying when people are like, they immediately connect people that don't want to take the jab to a Trump supporter, when a lot of that was connected. So it's a strange world we're living in right now. Slim 74 for $5. Why would any pro athlete get the jab after CP3 gets the Wuhan virus? None of these NFL players going to get it. That's the thing. There's the craziness out there when there are reports that Chris Paul did get it, yet now he's tested positive. What I would like to see is the media maybe have the same fucking standard. So the way that they're treating Cole Beasley right now, remember a month ago when it came out that LeBron James didn't get the jab? Was all this heat on him? Did everybody come out against him like that? The mainstream media, did they all fucking attack him constantly? No. Cole Beasley's getting attacked. LeBron James is doing the same damn thing. It just shows you the clear double standard here.
I think Stephen A. Smith was the only one that said that LeBron James needed to speak up on getting a jab because he wants to talk about everything else. But he's the only one that I think actually went after LeBron.
I mean, I do think that like by LeBron staying so like silent on that when he's basically for every other fucking activist thing that they do in the NBA.
He's being a hypocrite.
Yeah, it is strange. Especially when he tried to not be honest about everything, tried to lie about it.
Yep.
But that's LeBitch James.
Yep.
Slim for $5 says fantasy football will be exciting this year, especially all the new QBs. And what's going to be the Watson story? Yeah, fantasy football. How are you going to fucking draft if we don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers? Come on, man.
I know. We know Tebow will be starting by week 6, though. So we got that going for us. So he will be QB1.
Hey, take him in your fantasy draft, Jeremy. Start him. Start him QB1 if you feel that way.
I can't wait for the NFL season.
Jeremy's never
really
played
excited.
fantasy football before. He's going to play this year, though.
I've never played.
I did it once, and I couldn't get into it.
I never played it. I've been asked so many times to play it, and I'm finally gonna get into it this year for the first time. And it'll be connected to Sports Wars. We'll get all that worked out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Primer for $10. LaChina James putting a crown on the end of his tweet is like an elementary school student writing a poorly researched and grammatically broken essay, then proceeding to give himself a gold star. It legitimately is that. It's cringe as fuck. Slim for $5. Lots of Trump supporters in the NFL. This ain't the NBA, son. You got a point there.
Well, there were a lot of Trump supporters in NBA, and they ran them all out, like, because they basically told them your opinions are not welcome here. That's why they lost so many of their audience.
Over on Streamlabs, President-elect Archie Bunker for $5 says, "Did you see the trailer for LFG on HBO Max about the U.S. women's soccer team?" I did
not.
What are you talking about? I made a video for the channel, Jeremy. You didn't watch it?
I don't fucking watch your fucking videos.
Yeah. I made a video on the channel about it. You guys want to see it?
I gave you a fucking shout out on D-Day Cobra the other day. Fuck you.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Fuck you. That's why you stopped losing subs.
No, that's not. That's not why. I had to make a good video to stop losing subs. Let's fucking go. This is the worst thing ever, dude.
You're gonna put me through this again.
Yeah, I'm putting Jeremy through it.
I don't want to watch this shit.
It is cringy as hell.
Is it that bad?
Oh yeah, it is.
I do like when you look up when you look it up here. We're the second one. Well, I don't know. This is an ad, so we're the second one right down below the official trailer. That's pretty funny,
dude. Look at the downvote numbers on them. All right, here we go.
No.
You can't hear anything, can you? Hold on.
No.
LFG. The biggest thing is that it's LFG and like Tom fucking Brady, which is disgusting that they did this.
Yeah.
It's just so bad. We have pink hair and purple hair, tattoos, dreadlocks, white girls, and black girls. Yes, we play sports. Yes, we play soccer, but we're so much more than that.
We were ready to show the world real talent, real energy, real competitive drive.
But the story's the same everywhere. Women get paid less to do the same job.
Oh my god.
Oh god, the lies.
God.
Just keep in mind that a court ruled that that's actually not the case. These women are lying, as they often do. These women are lying about getting paid less than men because, in fact, the U.S. women's team is better compensated, more highly compensated than the men's national team for being part of the national teams. Just want to make that very clear in case any of you retards are still in chat. Here, the bronze sexual still in chat. I'm sure love Megan Rapinoe. So.
The fight for equal pay has been going on since this team started.
The mindset back then was you should just be grateful, darling, that you have a place to play.
Even though I'm on the USA team, I have to coach just to make ends meet. Childcare is more than my paychecks.
The men's team get more money, more marketing, better fields.
We were very frustrated and very angry.
It's not fair.
The women on the U.S. soccer team are suing the U.S. Soccer Federation for equal pay.
You might. Is this going to get? We're not going to hit. Well, it doesn't matter.
I did a video on it and we were okay. So we'll pause it every little bit.
Does argue some women on the team got more compensation than some of the men did.
It's like, really?
And then it was like,
yeah, really? That's what the fucking case. Do you know why? Do you know why the men get paid less than the women do? It's because the men have health insurance and benefits and all these things from playing soccer because people actually want to watch them play outside of the U.S. national team. Whereas the women's team, they need to give them full benefits of fucking everything.
Why don't they talk about how much more women, supermodels are paid than men? Like Giselle makes substantially more money than probably like the top 10 male models. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think we can name any male models.
Exactly. Like
Derek Zoolander.
Like
Tyson Bedford.
and why do female models make more than men? Because female models bring more attention, so they earn more money. Same thing applies to male sports. Men bring more attention. This is such a stupid argument.
Yeah.
hold my beer.
Of course, I'm just a girl. It's so fucking cringe.
World Cup. They would have no choice but to be on our side. That's when I felt the movement.
We got the entire world on our side.
This team better not at all, also off the field. This will be one of those landmark decisions talked about for decades.
Anything less than winning is a failure.
God.
The world to look a certain way, you have to fight to get there. It is time.
It is time.
It is time.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Stop it, please.
That was torture. That's the worst thing.
And it's all based on a lie, a proven lie. But like literally fucking kicked out of the court lie because they get paid more. They get paid more because they get health benefits. They get fucking 401k. They get childcare shit. They have all this stuff. The men just get paid. They just get paid some money. The women, when you factor in all the compensation, everything, they get compensated far more than the men do, and they can't fucking handle it.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's very sad. Yeah, that is the most disappointing thing of all of it, that they're using Tom Brady's "Let's fucking go."
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst part. These women deserve nothing. God damn it. All right. Where was I at? Keon Falahi for $10. Are you guys going to do any videos on World's Strongest Man going on right now? Give those athletes some love too. Enjoy your work. I didn't know the World's Strongest Man competition was going on. Jeremy said he was going to spend an entire day watching oiled up men lift rocks. I didn't know what he meant. So maybe I should have done more research, but possibly, Kean. We'll take a look. Amazement for $5. What's going to be next for woke folks? Let me guess. Too many white refs or white lines on the field. I can see Jamel's shirt. BLM, Black Lives Matter. Oh, God. It's always something. It's never enough. It doesn't matter what it is. It will never be enough because equality isn't enough. The women already get paid better. So they're certainly not looking for equality.
Endless rabbit hole.
Yep. Slim for $5. D-Day and Matrix, you're invited to our $1,000 buy-in fantasy league. Oh, why am I not invited? Because I've fucking played before? Why am I not invited? Taker for $2. How serious is Aaron Rodgers? We've seen him in 21.
I think that there's a potential the dude could retire, but I don't think he will. But I think it's a realistic thing that's on the table, and he's a weird dude that could do it.
20% chance he retires.
20%. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. I do think ultimately we will see him on the field in 2021, but I don't know if it's going to be with the Packers. I feel like
I don't think they're trading him.
If I'm saying that I do believe that ultimately he will be on the field with the Packers, but I think that there's very strong possibilities that he will retire. Like, I don't think it's like 50%, but I think John's right on about 20%. I mean, it's on the table. I think and he's a strange dude, so it's possible.
I think that I really think that like 75%, I really think he's just going to be back with the Packers. He's going to show up eventually. I think that regardless of what happens, it's literally just to send a message to everybody. I don't think he actually thinks anything is going to change. I think what he is doing is setting up an excuse for his legacy. That's what I think Aaron Rodgers is doing. Like, the more I kind of look at it and think about it, I think he's doing this to be like, look, everybody, look at how terrible it was for me to have to deal with this. This is the reason why I only got one championship. This is the reason all this happened. I think he'll be back. That's kind of how I'm leaning at right now.
I mean, I think he'll be back too. So,
Slim for $5. That White House crowd is the largest crowd. These women that lost to 14-year-old middle school all-stars. We forget about that. Yeah, the women's national team lost to 14-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
14-year-old boys. Yeah, they were playing men, so what are you going to do? Where is this? Slim for $5. Men's team just beat Team Mexico. Haha, perfect timing. Awesome. I wasn't paying attention, but that's awesome. Mike Hill for $5. Another cringeworthy move by making Megan a Victoria's Secret angel. Yeah. Oh, that is. And I also saw Tugs just put. I hear an echo for some reason. I always saw Tugs just got a super chat through as well. Look at our new Victoria's Secret angel, everyone. Aren't we so proud? Megan Rapinoe being associated with Victoria's Secret is about the biggest brand suicide I could possibly imagine.
I just want to vomit.
It's disgusting. Michael Songer for $2. Rapinoe, a Victoria's Secret model. What the fuck? To be clear, she's going to be like a brand representative. I don't think she's going to be modeling. Let's hope not anyway. But I think she's going to be doing a podcast talking about women empowerment for Victoria's Secret. I don't know how many bras that's going to sell.
It's ridiculous. It's sad and pathetic.
Yeah.
Michael Songer.
She still hasn't acknowledged her racist comments that people found.
I was just going to say, Michael Songer for $2. Megan Rapinoe needs to stop all that Asian hate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's true.
Mike Cernovich found something from 2011, I think, that she tweeted. When you laugh, your eyes look Asian, I believe. That's what she was quoted as, or that's what she tweeted out.
Yep.
Just kind of insane. Slim for $2. Let's go is white supremacy talk. Brady, is it? Let's fucking go. Maybe. Taker for $2. Even U.S. women's soccer thinks the WNBA is overpaid. That's probably true. Butter Biscuit for $5. Ryan, I love you. What the heck's going on with your hair? I'm gone a week and you pull a Karen on me. My hair is like this literally every like 3 or 4 weeks. You just never noticed me get a haircut before. I think it's more noticeable when I shave the beard. But thank you, Butter Biscuit. Slim for $2. A-Rob to the Arlington, Illinois Bears. Yeah, there's been a little bit of Chicago Bears fans have seen that the Bears put in a bid on some property in Arlington, which is like 35 miles outside, like away from where Soldier Field is right now. It's definitely outside of Chicago. And Lori Lightfoot, in between only talking to black interviewers, the mayor of Chicago took a shot at the Bears for potentially wanting to move out of Chicago. I hope they don't have to stay personally, just because I love Soldier Field, but they're very limited with what they can do with that property and in city limits. So maybe they'll move. Michael Songer for $2. Oh, I read that one already. All right. Grow the beard back, Ryan. The beard will grow back. You guys just get to see it from its infancy again. Eric Winberg for $2. Hi, guys. Thanks for the Sunday stream. You got it, Eric. Always, buddy. Always. We are all caught up, finally. Jeremy, what we got going on with Geeks and Gamers?
Mario Kart tonight on Twitch and on YouTube. If you watch us on Twitch, that's geeks_and_gamers. If you watch us on YouTube, it'll be on Gaming with Geeks. So make sure you check us out on one of those streaming platforms. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We got a big night. Quarter Black Garrett will be there. from the Louder with Crowder show. Young Ripa, as always, will be joining us. We'll have Dan Vask back along with the Geeks and Gamers team. So it's going to be a huge night for Mario Kart. A lot of cussing, a lot of yelling. If you want to see the highlight clips from last week, go over to the main Geeks and Gamers channel. It's over there. And also, again, subscribe to our new channel, Epic Gaming Clips. Right there is a link. Appreciate all of you. And a lot of good stuff's in the works.
That's right. John, what do you guys got going on with Black and White?
Anybody that misses any of the videos, you can actually download, actually go and listen to it on your favorite podcasting platform. Shorter clips, like 8-9 minutes or so on videos. So that's what we got going on over there.
Go. Another super chat from Slim. Thank you so much for all the support today, man. Victoria's Secret Caesar, forget it's supposed to be what men like. They toast. Yeah, it's, it's not just what men like. That's women want to look the way that men would see them as attractive, So getting rid of your models, getting rid of the angels, and now bringing in a bunch of cringe, ugly on the inside and out women to speak about female empowerment. That's not going to do anything for your fucking brand other than absolutely destroy it. JJ52 for $2 says, please upload a clip of Ryan leading LeBron's Twitter. That's pretty funny. That might be a good YouTube short or something. But yeah, LeBron is an idiot who can't read or speak or spell. So that's just who he is. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Let me refresh Streamlabs just to make sure I didn't miss anything. I should be all caught up. We're good. Thanks for being here every Sunday. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Go spend some time with your dad, with your kids, whatever it is that you do this day. And we will talk to you later.